Hi, my name is Chris Skelley. I am a Paralympic judoka. I'm originally from Hull, but train at the National Training Centre in Walsall. So yeah, I was born in Nottingham. About the age of 1, I moved to Hull and then lived there for the majority of my life. At the age of 5, being quite a shy kid, my mum and dad decided to get me into 2 sports, which were judo and rugby. And they were 2 fantastic sports, physical sports that took me out of my comfort zone. I made a lot of friends for life. And it was absolutely incredible to kind of have them in my life. And yeah, I did judo rugby throughout school, kept me off the street corners, being a bad boy. It gave me a purpose in the evening instead of, as I say, just, causing havoc on the streets. It gave me a purpose to keep me on a straight and narrow. And I said, did it through primary school and secondary school, and right leading into college, where I was trying to be trained to be a mechanic. But throughout my whole life, I've always struggled with my eyes with the light and really struggled with brightness of stuff. The acuity in my eyes are never that good. But no one actually really explained what it was. So I just carried on. As a kid and a teenager, you don't really kind of look into them things. But then when I got to kind of 17, 18, my eyes got quite bad, to the extent where I had to, wear sunglasses, 2 lots of sunglasses and a hat on, and my eyes were getting really tired and I couldn't see that well anymore. I had to use a magnifying glass. All this was happening to me and I was just going through hell. I lost my job. I was trying to drive, but the driving instructor was like, I don't think you should be driving. I had to go through a lot of medical procedures to kind of understand what was happening to me. They kind of sent me to a psychiatric ward because they think I was making it up. One of my dad's bosses, he kind of heard the story that was happening to me and he took me off to America, to Harvard University, where they did a battery of tests. They tested me for everything, and they found out I had a really rare condition called oculocutaneous albinism. And that was a big shock for me because I've been living with it. It explained a lot of stuff and it gave me answer to all that. But the one constant thing in my life was judo. Judo kind of pulled me out of that dark period of my life. And judo was just that one constant thing. For 2 hours in the evening, judo was my escape, my shining light in the darkness. And I was beating people. Someone saw me at one competition, the Paralympic coach at the time, and he was like, have you ever heard of visually impaired judo? And I was like, no, I never heard of visually impaired judo. And then he said, come on the team, let's see if we can get you classified. And then the rest is history. We had family friends who was doing judo as well. So their uncle, Ryan Birch, he was an Olympian in judo. They kind of pulled me into judo, said, we think this would be really good for your rugby. And that's kind of how I got into judo. And I think judo offers so much to people. For me, discipline, respect to people, because you have to respect your opponent, a fantastic way to keep fit, just make lots of friends. Like, it's an incredible sport. And I started it as a hobby, as a recreational. I just wanted to do it because I loved doing it. And then to be told that I could do it as a job was absolutely amazing. My mum, she was she's the first person that was with me on this journey. And my dad as well. My mum and dad were there for me. And my judo coaches, I'd have to say my wife came in the later years because I met her in Rio. They're the top people. Obviously, my friends as well, because they would kill me if I said, but my friends, my best mates, they've been there since day dot as well. So they're kind of the top 5 in my life who've kind of supported me and loved me no matter what. Family and friends are so key to my journey. And, I always say I wouldn't be here without them. My mum, my dad, my sisters, my best mates, everyone who loved me and supported me, even when times were tough and I didn't want to carry on and I wanted to stop. I think for a young person, I think there are so many sports out there for people, but I think where the issue is what the person wants to do. I think, football is the kind of biggest one out there at the moment, because people obviously want to be footballers, but then there's so many other sports for people that can bring people that kind of happiness and that kind of joy judo brings me. I think my thing to them is don't be afraid to ask for help. Find a sport that you love. Don't be kind of narrow-minded of just one sport. Open your horizons to so many. It sounds so cliche when I say this, but don't give up. But it's so important to get up and get yourself moving. It's to fight them feelings and to fight that feeling of not wanting to carry on anymore. It's to fight. And that's what I think judo gave me, is the will to fight and not give up. So it will not be don't give up, to just open up and to show people what it is it's doing to you. Don't be afraid to show your vulnerability. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Our team physio always says, be humble and kind. And that's what I always try to do every day, just be humble and kind. No matter where you come from, no matter what you're doing, be humble and kind. Staying humble and kind and realising that people behind you to support you and love you, that's where I kind of get that from. I watched a few documentaries of Johnny Wilkinson, and the way he was trying to be the best, but also he would turn it over every stone and be the hardest working person in the room. That's how I almost kind of want to be. You know, I want to be the, hardest working in the room. I want to be the one who's doing the extras, the unseen hours, that go into different sports and learning from like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and wrestling. I want to kind of go and be a sponge and absorb that. And that's what, for me, Johnny Wilkinson gave me and inspired me to do. I think my other one of my grandparents, my nan and granddad and my gran and grandpa had big impacts in my life. Especially my granddad, he was just, and my grandpa were two amazing men, and they kind of gave me a lot of, how to be and how to act and to treat people in the right way and to respect people. They were two very powerful men, but didn't say a lot. But when they did speak, you listen. My nan would speak to anyone, anyone in the streets, anyone like that. She'll just take him in for a cup of tea and a biscuit. She'll get to know him, and that's my favourite memory. Like my nan just making me hug a load of trees in the woods. So this is my Paralympic gold medal. And what it means to me is so much because of what I kind of explained earlier. Not knowing where I was going to go and how I was going to get out of that period where I didn't want to be here anymore. Let's just say it like that. And then to have that around my neck. For the people who stood by me and supported me and loved me no matter what, this means the world because it's not just my medal, it's their medal. I'm Chris Skelley. This has been Helping Hands, Community Programmes, Access to Sports Docuseries.
If you would like to support our Access to Sports programme, head to the description and click the link below. Go to our website and set up a direct debit for £1.50 a month. This is less than a cup of coffee and will keep our programme sustainable for the foreseeable future. Thank you.